So along my journey to kind of map out the linguistic dimensional reasoning model, I kind of came up with some kind of stacking of layers of, one can say, kind of quasi-physical psychological state, where you have at the bottom, which is the position realm. It is like the black substratum, the black floor, you can say, or the dark mesh of the simulation, right? And then you have the dispose, compose, then you have the pose realm, and then impose, expose, and then oppose. And then comes the kind of major opposition realm, where you're kind of flickering between the two, and that is kind of where we live in, like the major opposition realm. And beyond that, you kind of have the superposition realm, where you go into the kind of physicalized fourth dimension, or like that kind of higher physicalized dimension. And then I reckon there are like things above that I give it names, but obviously those are not scientific names. It's something I give. But what's interesting is that I saw some videos about Grok analyzing old biblical texts from Ethiopia, and where Jesus described hell is not a kind of a place of fire, but it's like a frozen place, right? It's a place where you are frozen and unable to act upon the things you ought to be doing, which is like a pose or a freeze or non-movement realm, right? And he describes it as a hell where you are frozen and live consciously with the regrets of what you should have done but didn't do. And I think that's far more harsher than hellfire, because fire tends to purify you. It has a lot of activity. Time is not frozen. Like, there's a lot of activity. You will suffer, but it's like it will purify. The suffering will purify you. But just imagine a place where you cannot even be purified by fire. It's just a frozen place where you are there alone with your thoughts. It's a much worse idea than being all together with some other miserable folks close to each other near hellfire. That seems more cozier than the frozen hell theory.